Hi guys, I'm here to do the second acrylic piece. My canvas is an 18 by 18, and I did put my favorite texture on it, which is the Liquitex Super Heavy Gesso. I put a coat of that on yesterday and I let it dry, and I just painted it black because I want a lot of my black to show through. So we'll see what happens. I've decided on very light pink flowers, maybe with a little bit of orange. I don't know yet, but I'm going to paint the substrate first, and then we're going to start with the foliage, the greens, and then we'll go into the flowers. God willing and the creek don't rise, it's going to be done today. We'll see. I don't expect too many interruptions here today. It is a Saturday because it's snowing like crazy outside, and I'm probably the only crazy artist that came into the millworks today to work. But I knew that there would be very few people in here, so that's why I'm here. So thanks for watching, and just so all of you know, I do have workshops coming up. I have an acrylic workshop coming up in 2 weeks here in Harrisburg. It's 3 full days. It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can go onto my website and get details about that. And I also have a beginner to intermediate cold wax workshop coming up in March here in Harrisburg as well. Actually, there's about 7 or 8 workshops listed on my website. And my website is bentonmccloskey.com, and just go into workshops, and it'll give you all of the information, registration, supplies, all that stuff, cost. So I hope some of you can make it. My acrylic is almost filled. I'm not quite sure. I know as of a couple days ago, I think I had 1 or 2 spots left. That was it. So here we go. I'm going to start, first of all, I'm going to start with some gray and paint most of this black away. And then I might do some line work. We'll see. And I'm going to try to do it, work with the brayer, because with that last one I did with the orangey yellow flowers, I couldn't really use my brayer because I was working on gel medium, and I don't like working on gel medium. So I learned that lesson. And I'm going to do it real lightly because I want a lot of the black to show through. Very lightly touching it. That's why you can see all the texture showing up here. That's why I just love that. Excuse me. I did something really bad this morning. There's a market directly across from the millworks. It's a farmer's market. And there's all kinds of Amish stands. And there is a bakery. And I was very bad. And I went over there and got myself 2 glazed donuts, which is something that I almost never do. But it sure was good. I might do that once every 4 or 5 months. Just set it off nicely in this this snowy day. This color that I'm getting ready to use is Quin Red, and I have some white in it and a little bit of gray. A little bit of it down. I much prefer working on cradle panel than canvas. I don't like the way canvas gives on me. I like the way the brayer reacts to the wood as opposed to the canvas. Now I'll put a tiny little bit of green gold into it. Not much. Just to give me a little different of a background. Barely touching it. Now I'm going to go back over it with some white. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that now. Maybe just a little bit of pink up there, not much. Not much. Like that. I just like it right here. You can see this, I only have it right there on my brayer. That's it. That way it'll give me a shape as opposed to coverage. So do that again. That's all I have on right there. It just gives you a little bit of a shape as opposed to a solid coverage. Now I'm going to draw into it. It's the Marabou crayon. And I think what I'm going to do is just bring my vine like up in here, over. I'm going to put foliage around there and the flowers around there, and this will be empty right in through here. I love these Marabou art crayons. A thinner line. This is just a pencil. Some of these, probably most of these will get covered up, but it just gets me going. I like when I do lines, I like to do thick lines and thin lines. That way you have variety. And this is just a woodless pencil. Some of those will show, some of them won't show. I hope it's showing up on the screen, but one thing you do want to do when you're putting your background together or painting your background, you want it not to be the same all over. You want it to be different. Different colors, different value, whatever. Now most of this is a very light value, but I do have some mid-tones in there. And through here are some mid-tones. Plus I have contrast up and through here where the black is showing through. So I'm going to start my foliage now. I'm going to try to do most of this with a brayer. This is sap green that I'm using. I don't know how much of the green is going to be showing through. Don't have a clue at this point in time. And I'm going to be using different greens, not just the sap green. This is called Forest Green by Matisse. Whoops, that's the wrong green. That's too green. It gives me a little bit, it does actually give me a little bit of difference there. Not much. Too early for this, but I'm going to put just a hint of this into it also. I think I'm going to start with some alizarin, so I have to go and get my alizarin out. Okay, this is a alizarin crimson that I'm putting on right now. It'll give me the depth of my flowers. I'm going to just put it where I think I'm going to put my flowers right now. And I want to remember to have them in different sizes, different shapes. Put a big one right here. This one will be lower than that one. And I'm going to try to remember to do odd numbers. Maybe a small one right there going off. And one right here going off. Then we'll do one right here. Just looking at the placement. I do have 5. The question I'm asking myself now, standing back looking at it, what I'm asking myself now, do I want 2 to touch? And I need something right here. I just stood behind. Now I'm going to end up with even numbers, but if we still need that other blossom, I'll put it in. Just a little one right here. That's better. I think these two are going to touch. That is Quinn red with white in it. That was the color I did that one background with. never want perfect flowers. It needs to mess them up. Okay, I'm going to stand back and look at it again. See where we are. Okay, I see something wrong right away. These are pretty much lining up. I need something, just a hint of something right there. Here. There, that's better. And that gives me my 7th one. This one's too big. So how can I fix that? I can put some green over it. That's what I'm going to do right now. And then I'm going to stop and dry it. See, that looks better already. Okay, now I'm going to go in and dry it. It's too wet. This is too dense right here, so I have to put some light into that. Of course, that doesn't look good now, but it will. It will. This is kind of a bluish green that I'm liking. Just adds a different color in there. I'm just putting it here and there for right now. Don't know if it'll stay. And even those, if you can see, I have in big, medium, and small shapes. That's so important. I can't stress that enough. It's in this very ugly stage right now. That's okay. Okay, now I'm going to work in the flowers again. Magenta. No, it's Quin Red. Some black in the center, which will eventually get covered up. This one's going to be facing this way. This one's looking down. This is just the tip of one. This one, I think, is going to be looking that way. This is just going to be the tip here because it's looking up. The other two over here I'm not sure about yet. This almost looks like a little one right here. I think I'm going to go back into, I'm going to dry those eyes first. those centers, I should say. And then I'm going to go back into it with my brayer. Hopefully I lose stuff. I want to put a little bit of depth in some of these. I always try to get dark down first, then go into it with light. Will give you a little bit of depth. Little bit right here. Okay, it doesn't look too bad in the screen, not as bad as it looks to me in person. So now we're going to go back and work with the flowers again. I'll work on my foliage last and the background last. Too perfect. Just barely cover that eye up a little bit. There, that's better. Happy with that one for right now. I'll have to fix that one later. A bit more color over and through here. This one's really bad. See if I can work on this one a little bit more. Reestablish that. Just had the need to do that. Change that one. I didn't like it. These are two standing alone. I don't like the way they stand alone. There's nothing. They just look like they've been placed on there, so I have to get some depth somehow. I like these two. Well, my husband just called me and said that sleeting outside and the roads are getting really bad, so I'm not going to be able to finish this today. He wants me to come home. He's concerned that I'm not going to get home. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting to get pleased with it. Still has a ways to go. The thing for certain is that I can finish it up tomorrow. This is not looking good. The reason why I made this one long instead of round is because I don't want the eyes to be all the same shape. I think I'm about at a place where I can stop. Okay, I'm going to stop for now. I like the flowers for now. It's going to look a lot different tomorrow. And when I get going tomorrow, I have to work on the foliage and the background, and then put some just some last minute things on the flowers. But as of right now, I'm happy with it. Hi.
Hi there, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thanks.
I'm quitting, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll finish this up tomorrow because of the weather.